outside your building, or was he in the
Right now he's outside, but he's bringing the gun. He already took the gun 4 times.
A local business owner arrived to his store Monday morning to 3 bullet holes outside of the store, and one man is now behind bars, accused of being the gunman.
Fox 19's Kendall Hyde joins us live now from Evendale with the latest. Kendall?
According to police, that man is allegedly 33-year-old Daniel Beckjord. He pulled up here to this strip mall at Evendale, and I'm going to take a quick step out of the camera and let you all see a little bit of the damage that happened here. As you see, they have the plaster up right here where the initial shots were fired, but here inside that door right there, as I zoom in where that black tape is, that's where the second shot initially landed, and the third shot actually made it to the back of the store, hitting the freezer section. Tokyo Foods owner Toza Masuda says that his grocery store was closed and he was at home when the shooting initially happened.
I don't know. Just crazy guys. One door is shut.
He says he found out about the shooting Sunday night when it happened, but waited until Monday to look at the damages.
That's a stupid guy. This one is terrible.
According to court documents, the man is 33-year-old Daniel Beckjord, who parked his car outside of the strip mall, pulled out his handgun, and walked towards Tokyo Foods and fired several shots into the window, front door, and freezer. Several witnesses watched the incident unfold and told police that customers and employees at a nearby restaurant ran into the bathroom for safety and locked the doors. Police said when they arrived, Beckjord was done shooting, but was standing in front of the establishment holding his gun.
When they first gave him commands, there was a little bit of pause on his part, but eventually, yes, he cooperated and listened to our commands.
Over the weekend, people gathered at Monterey Park in California to partake in the Lunar New Year celebration. But during the celebration, 10 people were killed and another 10 were left wounded. Police say they're still investigating the motive behind this shooting. So I asked the Evendale Police Chief, Tim Holloway, whether this shooting was part of a hate crime or a local follow-up to California's latest shooting.
Where you have a report of shots being actively fired, obviously there's an immediate concern for safety. And as far as comparing it to the incident out in L.A. where you had some Asian victims out there, this was in front of an Asian restaurant, but at this point in time, we have no motive and no reason to believe that this is ethnically related at all.
Police said when they had Beckjord in a questioning, he told police he was, quote, the president of Tokyo, and that, quote, Tokyo Foods was not in compliance. Chief Holloway says the police viewed the statements as alarming and executed a search warrant inside of the home of Beckjord. And police recovered 4 guns, 2 bulletproof vests, and countless rounds of ammunition. At this time, Holloway says he's not sure why the weapons were inside the home or what his plans were to use them.
He would not make any additional statements to us and was just sort of staring blindly at the wall and the camera in the interview room. But he wouldn't say anything to us at all.
At this time, Beckjord is currently being held on a $600,000 bond on 6 counts of felonious assault and another 10 counts of inducing panic. We will work to keep you up to date as we learn.
Okay, so y'all just heard that story right here. And the way I actually found out about this was one of my subscribers had said, Taurean, did you hear that there was another shooting that happened in another state? And this one was in Ohio, in Cincinnati. Well, via this place called Evendale. I never heard of it. And I said, no, let me go ahead and look into it. Now, I didn't know who the person's name was, so I had to type in keywords into Google, and this came right on up right here. So now we have taken it out of California, and now we are in Ohio. And this time you have yet again another PC individual at the center of the ones attacking the Asian community. And while they're too busy, and not all of them, but the ones who know who they are busy trying to pin things on us, you have this going on in the background. Now, I don't know how much traction this story is actually going to get outside of Ohio compared to what happened in California, especially since those actually involve stories where people's lives were taken. And, you know, it was way more violent. Even though this was violent within itself, no one was injured or harmed. Now, one of the questions they were asking in this scenario is, one, was this, do you think this is connected to what happened in Monterey Park and in Half Moon Bay? If I had to answer that question, I wouldn't say absolutely necessarily no, but I wouldn't always all the way say yes either. Only because this wasn't an Asian man who did this. If this was another Asian man that did this, I would say that they are doing copycats at this point. But I would say yes, it could be seen as a hate crime, because this happened at a area where there were multiple other stores around, almost like a strip mall. It wasn't like this was a spot that was off to itself. And the fact that this person only targeted that one location and nothing else, and then called and told them that they were the president of Tokyo. Like, they went up there with the intent, in my opinion, to hit this location, because if they wanted to go anywhere else, they would have targeted other locations that were around the surrounding areas. But this person went there and only was going after this location for reasons unknown at this point. Besides that, he just wanted to target an Asian-owned establishment that day. So I think they could probably go off of that. But of course, when it comes to hate crimes, they have to prove without the shadow of a doubt that this is their intent. But the fact that they only hit this one place and there were so many other places around that they could have also targeted as well, but they went strictly to the Asian-owned business, that right there is one red flag for me as far as who his intended targets were. Fortunately, nobody was there when all of this was happening, especially when they said the locations of where the bullets went, because the locations of where the bullets went, there could have easily been people standing there. But I wonder what the AAPI community is going to have to say about this. I realize me saying I wonder what the AAPI community's got to say about this has been a reoccurring theme for the last couple of days. Because I really do wonder, what do they have to say about this? Because a lot of them, not all of them, but they know who they are, has spread misinformation when it comes to black people and the Asian community. And now it's literally unraveling right before their eyes and in one fell swoop. It's not like they're sporadically spread out throughout different stories throughout weeks and months. All of this is happening within the span of a week. That is insane. Like, I think I've come across about 4 different incidents now in total where the Asian American community has either been targeted by PC people or their own. It hasn't gone outside of that realm for like the last week or so. 3 of them were in California. This is the only one so far that has happened in another state. And I had said to myself before, we have a few more days left in the month of January. I wonder what's going to happen next. And lo and behold, this story falls into my lap. I don't know what they going to do, but all I'm going to say is this. Don't try to include us in it. Y'all are on your own. And one thing before I end this video, I had to pause it right quick and come back in. There actually was people inside. I don't know how I framed it and said that there was nobody there. There were people inside of this store. So let me rephrase that what I said a little bit ago. People could have died or gotten injured, and luckily he wasn't that good of a shot to the point where anyone would have gotten hit. It's almost like he just shot wildly, pretty much into the location, into the business, and wherever the bullet landed, it just landed. Whether it landed in a wall, I think in the news clip, the owner or one of the workers said it hit a freezer, or if it hit a person, that's just where it would hit.